Hello, and now we're going to talk about what makes up an aesthetic physique. An aesthetic physique is the thing you see on superhero movies and at athletes, not like Chris Bumstead and Arnold, even though they look fucking great. That is not an aesthetic physique in the description that we're going to talk about today. And in the end, I also have a bonus for the one who stays all the way to the end. And what muscles do an aesthetic physique look like to have? We do got shoulders, upper back and lats, chest, especially upper back, abs and core, and arms and leg. And this is the most best picture that I found that looks the most aesthetic in that sake. You see his shoulder is broad, he's fairly lean, and his arms are pretty great, and is overall a balanced and nice physique. That is what we are looking for. And the best ratio for pure attractiveness sake, because at least that's why I train, to look fucking great and to look sexy. And there is a ratio that is 1.6. That your shoulders, your width of your shoulders is 1.6 the width of your hips. At, if you use the picture as used last slide, we see that his hips are 5 and his shoulders are 7.5, and it doesn't matter if it is centimeters or inches or whatever, or it's millimeters. It is just a ratio, so it doesn't really matter. And if you do take 7.5 divided by 5, you get the ratio, which was 1.5. So even though he looks sick, it's still a little bit more work to do. And that is for pure attractiveness sake. But if you have other preferences and whatever, and if you have a person you look up to and look like, that is up to you. But at least science says 1.6 is the perfect for female attractiveness, female gaze, or whatever that is called. But how do you train these muscles? And there are thousands of variations and different exercises, but this is what I picked, and what I do to train. And I do push pull legs, and you may put in and different for arms and other muscles you don't really hit in those 3 days. But at least for push, we got either military press, kettlebell press, or dumbbell press, like something to press upwards. For shoulders, and we got shoulder flies, either that is a machine or a dumbbell or whatever. An incline dumbbell press or incline bench press for, because of those upper chest, because that one is mostly underdeveloped. And at least for the science sake, you train at least the same amount of low chest as you will do with just flat bench, but you get the upper chest strength and build if you do with an incline. So it's 2 flies in one smack. And we have chest flies, outwards and inwards. If you have the machine, great, because that fires up the whole chest in another way. We got pull. Easy, just stick to pull-ups. Pull-ups is overpowered. There's the lats we are mostly gonna build to get that width even from the front view. And of course, we're gonna get some of those middle back and upper back. Then we go rows and shrugs for the traps. And if you do weighted pull-ups, that is just even more amazing. You see, it's not long of a workout because I don't like training a lot. You can just do 3 sets of 8 to 12 for every set, and if it's superset, it's great just as it is, because you don't need to work out 2 hours. Okay, and at least you don't need it. and many of people don't have time. But that is depends on the person. We got legs, and in an aesthetic sense, legs aren't the one we often prioritize. But if you skip it, it's gonna be a problem. But I at least love the hack squat because it pitches the leg more than leg extensions. In my case, and you got hamstring curls for back of your muscles, back of your legs. You got calves. That is at least the three exercises that at least targets what you need to target. And we could go deeper in the anatomy and whatever on muscles. But at least for now, we're just gonna keep it simple because this is just this just answered what makes up an aesthetic physique, and maybe a bit on how you can go and strive towards it. We can go deeper in another video about it. Many aesthetics physiques doesn't look that big, even though they don't look that big like The Rock or Arnold or Chris Bumstead. They still have a lot more muscle than you think. And even though you can still be a small dude and still have a kind of aesthetic physique, at least I strive to look bigger too. So then we need to bulk. Bulking just means gain weight with a priority to get muscles. And then you need to eat 2 to 500 calories over your maintenance. And if you just go out to a calorie calculator, you can easily find out what your maintenance is, but probably about 2,500 for male and 2,000 for a woman. Depends. And we need to eat 2 grams protein per kilo body weight. My body weight is 75 kilos. That means I need to have 150 grams of protein each day. It doesn't really matter if that is if you eat a lot of like carbohydrates and fat or whatever, but protein is most important. But don't can say don't go not eating any carbohydrates or any fat. Just keep it balanced. And the cleaner food is better because then you don't get that extra fat that often people do get if they dirty bulk. But it's the thing is that it's easy to just have a cup of shaker that I do. That you just have a shaker that you put down with milk and protein powder in a blender, and then just blend, and you are done, and you can just take it with you, and it's easy. Even though protein powder is not the most healthiest thing, for me it's more worth to get my protein in than to skip the meal just because there's not that many good things in it. All right, but depends on what your priority is. You can probably link a like smoother like this mixer down in the comments. We do got a bonus thing for the one who stayed all the way this. I'm so excited to talk about the community I have created for people who want to be better than they were yesterday, last week, last month, and last year. And I want this to be a reminder that you're not alone on this journey to be better. At least you're not anymore. Down in the description, you have a link to my community where you can join, and we all have the opportunity to talk to each other and help each other. And at least I have some courses there, and I'm gonna make it great and even better and more value for each and every day I'm alive. Thank you. Check it out and subscribe to this channel. Have a great day.